What's up, guys? It is your boy SP now, bringing you another Wi-Fi and new battle. Now, looking at my team, I don't know if y'all can tell, but this is a temporary sand team with the Red Rock that is obviously going to set up the Sandstorm, the Sandrush Stoutland, and the Seismitoad. Now, Kadabra works well because obviously Magic Guard, you know, I can come in for free. I won't be taking any non-move damage. And I'm actually running a mold breaker sock, except for sturdy sock, which actually works wonders. Now, looking at my opponent's team, the Rampardos can be a very huge threat unless I can successfully Will-O-Wisp it with my Rotom Wash, or I can just Toxic it with my Regirock and attempt to stall it out, then hit it hard with Sock, who can outspeed since I'm also Choice Scarf. Seismitoad's not really going to be much of a problem. Electros won't be a problem thanks to Mold Breaker. Take out Leavanny with Ice Punch. Regice can go down to close combat, and so could Zangu. So overall, his team's pretty much screwed, so I'll only get hopped into it. Now he's going to lead off with his Choice Scarf. Rampardos decide to lead off with my Choice Scarf. Socks, and Sock pretty much takes care of his team pretty nicely, and both of our Mold Breakers activate, which doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I'm going to go for the safe close combat, not wanting to risk my Sock by going for the Ice Punch, even though the switch was kind of obvious. And this Leavanny doesn't really take that close combat all that well, even though Leavanny isn't the bulkiest of all pokes. Still, I expected it to take it slightly better, but then again, I am a Sock. Now I'm going to make a nice play and going out into my Rotom Fan, resisting either the Leaf Blade and or the X Scissor. He ends up going for the Leaf Blade, which actually ends up revealing to me that he is packing the Life Orb. Now he's going to decide to switch out because obviously he can't really touch me, and he goes down into his Tauros, which is a decent switch. However, once he saw my leftovers, he should have known that I was the more defensive set. Therefore, I'm definitely carrying Pain Split with a Wisp, and because of that, he's gonna kind of suffer a little bit with that Rampardos being somewhat crippled by the Will-O-Wisp. Even though the Rampardos is Will-O-Wisp, guys, Rampardos still hits very, very hard, so you guys should fear it. Now, I end up setting out my Regirock, even though I know that it can still do damage, because look at this. This does a lot of damage for a poke that's burned against a Regirock. That does a lot. Now, luckily for me, because he decided to stay in, I get the opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks, which is beautiful. And now I'm going to successfully call the switch out into the Seismitoad and land a nice Toxic, which is just beautiful, because even though Seismitoad's not that big of a threat, it's still a problem that can take out a good portion of my team, depending on which set it obviously it is. Now that this thing is poisoned, I know I can go out into my own Seismitoad and pretty much wall this thing, because even if he decides to poison me, it's not a big deal since he would have already been poisoned, and I could hit him with Drain Punch. Yes, I'm running a physical Seismitoad, and like I said, I can hit him with Drain Punch, which actually be giving me some form of HP recovery while he doesn't have any. Now, I went for the Rock Slide this turn instead of the Drain Punch because I figured the Leavanny would want to come in and I wanted to just knock it out. However, you know, he just stayed in, which once again I'm fine with because I do pack that Drain Punch. Now, even though I got the special defense drop, I'm pretty confident I can take the hit because I am max special defense, max HP. He ends up going for that Focus Blast. I'm able to take the hit, not too well, but pretty well, and get some HP recovery with the Drain Punch. Even though the Drain Punch didn't do anything, combined with the leftovers, it gives me some nice HP recovery. Now at this point, he's only one more turn into going down, and so I'm just going to go straight for a Protect. That way, his Seismitoad will go down. Now, y'all may be wondering why I'm running Protect. It's not really for the leftovers recovery, even though it is nice. It's because, once again, I'm running a Sandstorm team. Therefore, if they're Toxic or Will-O-Wisp, they're not only receiving residual damage for that, but the sand as well, and obviously Stealth Rocks. So Protect actually helps out a lot because it's able to KO a lot of things that normally I might not get the chance to do. Now, his Electros turns out to be the Coil set. I only stayed in because I figured he had Grass Knot. He was the special attacking set. I just was really death foddering, getting a free switch out into my Sock and just EQing anything that wanted to come in. But oh well. Now I'm going to switch out, go on to my Relic, because I do not need this thing outspeeding my Sock setting up. As he ends up going for a Hyper Beam, which I was really surprised about. I don't know why you had a Hyper Beam on a physical Electros set. well, on any Electros site for that matter. However, he did, you know, I told him to change it after the game because excuse me for a second. I told him to change that after the game because, you know, Hyper Beam's not the best choice for a Koi Electros. But anyway, he's forced to switch out here as he does decide to go out to Sand Goose, which I'm perfectly fine of because I just decided to set up my Sand on that turn. That way, not only would that Electros be taking some toxic damage, it would also be taking some Sandstorm damage. Now, luckily for me, his Zangoose happens to be Toxic Orb, which means it's going to actually end up taking a lot of damage from the poison as well, as he decides to hit me for close combat. Not a bad play on his part, but because I am a Regirock, I knew I could take that and then successfully hit him with an Earthquake after the defense drops, which actually matters a lot because it does a nice chunk of damage and really only gives him one more turn left alive on his Zangoose. Now he's going to try to overpredict here and go for Facade, expecting me to switch out. However, I decided to stay in because I didn't need my Regirock. If he went for the close combat, I could have easily sent out my Stoutland and pretty much went through the rest of his team. So either way, it didn't really matter. Now the Zangoose is going to go down thanks to his own poison and my Sandstorm damage, which is fine by me. And now he decides to send in his Regice, which I really don't have to worry about because I can easily just go for the Toxic, get this thing poisoned, which is really all I want. Now I know Regices do like to carry Rest, however, once again, it doesn't matter because the minute it goes for Rest, I'll just switch out to an appropriate counter and get some nice damage out on it. Now, I'm going to go for an Earthquake here, just trying to get as much damage as I can. Chip damage is always good, especially when you got not only your attack move hitting it, but also Toxic's racking up, and the Sand is also hitting it. Now, the Sand happens to subside here, which is not a big deal because my Saw can pretty much finish this game. So I don't really need my Stoutland, and at this I decided to revenge kill this thing with my Seismitoad. That Drain Punch is not KO. I'm a little disappointed in Seismitoad's damage with that Drain Punch, but oh well, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because it brings it down to a low enough amount of HP to the point where the poison will be able to take it out. So really, I don't even think I've killed anything with an attack move this game. I think it's all been residual damage. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I'm going to switch out here against Leavani because Leaf Blade is kind of obvious, or maybe the Swords Dance. So I'm going to go out to my Rotom Fan since obviously I countered this thing very nicely, as he did decide to just go straight for the Leaf Blade. Now, since I'm not the Choice Guard variant, this thing obviously outspeeds me. However, Star Fox is up, so he decides to switch. He's going to be dead on switching, and he's Life Orb, so no matter what, he's going to kill himself this turn. And I decided to just go for the Volt Switch just because he wanted to go for like Swords Dance, or on the off chance that he didn't want to switch out, I just wanted to free switch out into my Suck. Now he ends up sending out his Brave Burn, or whatever the crap this Rampardos' nickname is, and I thought maybe I could survive a Head Smash because it's burned, but I was completely wrong. Even though I'm a physically defensive Rotom fan, that still hits me for super effective damage, and that's still a Rampardos with that monstrous attacks that it nicely takes me out. But luckily for me, his own recoil damage combined with the burn damage will be able to knock it out from that range. So at this point, it's pretty much GG because this is his last Pokemon, Electros, and I got Earthquake on my Sock. So that's good game, Turt Do 999. If you want to get another battle, just hit me up. I'm SP Madao, and I will see y'all later.